Is Tucker Carlson going to run for president in 2028? Absolutely. And let me show you why. Before I show you this clip, we need to go through a couple things and just kind of set the table for 2028. First thing that we need to address is that Donald Trump is not going to be on the top of the ticket. So the question is, who will be? Still way too early to tell, but this is why you're going to start to see people like Tucker moving into this mechanism, moving into this conversation. Because in 2028, this is a fresh start and the first start for MAGA and America First without Donald Trump at the helm. So what you're going to see is a bunch of people like Tucker Carlson coalition building so that they can have swag when it comes to the trades, the horse trades that inevitably happen when the ticket starts to get established. This, of course, all can be totally changed with things that we can't really anticipate, right? So I'll give you an example. An extremely poor performance in a debate, right? You saw that with Joe Biden, where it was so bad that it just changed the whole kinetic of the ticket. So outside of some of those types of things that I don't expect from the leading dogs, right? The leading dogs right now are clearly J.D. Vance and Rubio, but those are the safe spots. You're always going to have a dark horse candidate, and I'm not suggesting it's Tucker. I'm suggesting Tucker is going to run because he has a coalition to build. So let's get to Tucker's answer to Piers Morgan's question on if he will run for the ticket in 28.
I know you said you'll never do this, but I would ask the question, why wouldn't you actually run to preserve the heart and soul of the Conservative Party as you see it?
So I don't know that I'd be good at it, A. B, I think it's very tough to be the president. I've learned that by watching over many years, because you are constrained in ways that you should not be constrained, but you are. And it's not just because of Israel and its proxies, so that's the number one reason, but there are other reasons. And one is the size of the agencies. They're autonomous, they're countries. How do you get them under control? Some of them are dangerous. I don't know that I'd be great at that. And there's a risk, of course, involved. However, if I got to run against Ted Cruz and debate him again on camera, I would run for Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. I'd run for Pope. I'd run for head of the library board. I would run for anything.
I know you said.
So why does Tucker want to go heads up against Ted Cruz? It's not about Ted Cruz himself. It's about what Ted Cruz stands for. And as you can see here, the betting markets, and this is still extremely premature, but the betting markets are starting to see a bit of a curve up for odds that Tucker Carlson would run. The question, again, why you're seeing this rise is, I think, coming down to the Zionists, the foreign policy, and the Israel connection, and that's what Tucker has clearly been separating himself from the pack on. He's made enemies, and he's also gotten a bunch of people that agree with him. So, again, the jury is still out on where this is going to go, but the point of the matter, and Pierce got it immediately if you didn't hear it, he said that Tucker basically has a coalition, and Tucker is the leader of that coalition, and with that coalition comes a responsibility, and comes horse trading. And that's interestingly what we heard from Charlie Sheen. I know, not a political genius, but I think he's getting at something that is worthy of consideration when asked if Tucker Carlson would be a reasonable candidate by the Hodge Twins in 2028. Let's hear what Charlie Sheen had to say.
What if Tucker ran for president?
I would vote for that guy. I would stand.
A lot of people would.
Yeah.
A lot of people would.
He has a huge audience.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he
And then
does.
for Trump to badmouth him like he's a failed loser.
He called him
He
low
had,
IQ.
he had the highest rating show on Fox before they canned him.
I know.
He's got this huge platform online.
I
And
know.
he's a low IQ user.
it's-
But you prop up Mark Levin.
Yeah, it is.
Who watches Mark Levin?
Nobody I know. Nobody I know. Just saying.
And then he's got
no.
Larry Luma in his ear, and she can call him up on us. Like, man, this is so
it's-
weird.
I know. It went weird fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
And
you know,
that's
somebody
coming
like
from
Tucker,
Charlie Sheen.
Just
Says a
has
lot.
the kind of credibility and just the the wealth of ideas that I think would really be
Yeah.
interesting.
He'll be like dead center middle.
I think. 'Cause
Yeah.
I see Tucker as a liberal, a moderate liberal.
Sure. But a guy who's like driven by solution, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I think that would be really
I think
exciting.
It would be exciting. And again, I need you to pull yourself out of this tribalism mindset that we've all been told, right? That you're either live or die MAGA. Tucker's bringing up some critical points and some points that also are huge with a demographic that you and I may not be part of, which is the younger demographic, the draft age demographic. They're tired of these wars, as we are. But they're also the ones that would go fight them if there was a draft. So again, it's not just about foreign policy. There are other focus points that Tucker and his coalition are bringing to the table. We'll go through those in further detail, but the point of the matter is this. You need to start to understand and consider what the MAGA ticket will look like without Donald Trump at the helm. Clearly, again, J.D. Vance is an obvious candidate. Marco Rubio is an obvious candidate, but both of which have baggage. And the baggage is what Donald Trump is doing now is starting to become less popular because, again, I need you to don't beat up the messenger here, but economics and your pocketbook are always what dictate the share of votes that go in midterm and the interest in electability. And Donald Trump is struggling on that big time. And you can sit here and say, no. It's true that he's not gotten a handle on inflation, gas prices and groceries and everything that the blue dog or that the blue collar American is worried about at their dinner table, which is paying their bills, has not gotten better under Donald Trump. So somebody like Tucker Carlson absolutely has a case to be made. Am I suggesting that he would be top of the ticket? No. Am I suggesting that he has a huge coalition that is going to be part of the horse trading that comes into the 2028 ticket? Absolutely. And that is why Tucker Carlson will be running in 2028. Our very next story is actually one that I did that hits Donald Trump and Scott Bessent, specifically the Treasury Secretary, over massive privacy concerns that all of us in America First land have to be aware of. I'm going to dissect the Genius Act and a little backdoor to a digital ID platform that Donald Trump signed, and he's going to actually support again with an executive order that's pending. It's coming up soon. I'm going to break down the whole story for you next. You have to see it.